Well, he might not be universally popular wherever he goes, but on his 35th birthday, the Iceman comes to Reds at Minehead and is massively popular. You look into the crowd, there are more Gezi Price shirts here than anybody else's. And he's had some performances on this stage in the past to remember. One more will put him in the last 16 of the UK Open. A tournament that has been very fruitful for him in the earlier parts of his career. Semi-final last year. 3 years ago made the final, lost out to Snakebite Wright. Looking to go one better than that. But first, he has to negotiate the always entertaining and charismatic Ricky Evans of Kettering. Gezi has to be a huge favourite. Can Ricky Evans be a spoiler today for this crowd and for Gezi? Chris Murphy.
Well, rapid Ricky Evans brings his own challenges to any darts player that joins him on the orchid. One of the challenges is to try and not get carried away with his speed and just play your own game. Gerwyn Price is not a man who usually does anything other than his own thing. And as you mentioned, Paul, he's very, very successful at the UK Open. He's also very, very successful here. And you mentioned the amount of support that he's got. We did have a few pantomime boos when he walked on. He's always going to get that, as you know. It's hard to shake off if you've been the so-called bad boy of darts at any point in your career. But it was here, wasn't it, at the Players' Championship Finals, where Gerwyn Price seemed to start to get the crowd on side at the back end of last year.
Yeah, I think that's very true. I think what happened in the semi-finals of the World Championship, set him back a few weeks. But any dart player is not going to be popularised by everyone. He's going to have some haters. That's just the way it is in modern society. But there's no denying the amount of talent that Gezi has, and what he's accomplished in a short space of time has to be applauded. But right now, doesn't have to go 20 in bull here, but tops, every chance he gets, he will try and leave tops 10s and 12s.
Well, he's had 3 at his favourite double in the opening leg and missed a lot of them.
20.
Add double 10 to that list, and Ricky Evans all of a sudden has an outside chance to steal the opening leg.
11 and bull.
96.
Not far away for rapid. Gerwyn has got to put this doubling right early, because I've noticed in some of his matches in the past that when he has a really bad start on doubles, it can carry on through a match. So that was a good sign for him to fix it really quickly.
59.
We have had drama here on stage 2 in our opening match. Quick post-mortem on that, Paul Nicholson. Daryl Gurney coming back from 7-1 behind to win in a last leg decider against Willie O'Connor after both players had missed darts to win that match.
Yeah, I think it's fair to say that whoever Daryl Gurney plays in the next round tonight, he'll feel battle-hardened after that one. 19 legs of very differing emotions from the start, the middle and the finish.
91.
Just a fabulous game of darts, and I was really privileged to have called it with you.
Perhaps better for Gurney to have had a match like that in the first match of the afternoon rather than the last.
I couldn't agree more. I think sometimes you need to come through something like that to exercise different emotions and spirit and adrenaline levels. Sometimes winning 10-1, 10-2 doesn't do you any good.
105.
Adrenaline, as always, I'm sure, surging through the veins of Gerwyn Price, who fired in his second 180, now wants the ball.
65.
And again, it's Evans with a chance, but again, an outside chance, and it could be a pattern in this match.
Tops. Oh, I think he enjoyed that, don't you? I think the last time Ricky Evans played on this stage, which was back at the Players' Championship Finals, he did win, but he won with so much in the way of aggression, and there was tension there, but I can't even get my sentence out before Price maxes up again. Very relaxed Ricky this afternoon. This could be very good, this.
It's like a football team that's been restricted to long shots, but fires in a 40-yard screamer in the top corner.
99.
The one thing we know about these two going at it is they are going to give absolutely everything, and they're not going to lose temper with each other. They're going to respect the fact they're two different types of players. The clown that is Ricky Evans, he's going to do things like that celebration on the 160. And Price is going to be aggressive. I think we could have a great game on our hands, but we're only going to get that if Ricky stays on point.
The Fast and the Furious here on stage 2. As Price, he was hoping to try and find a way around that. He has attempted because he was hoping to leave double 12, but he's teed up tops.
I'll talk about Ricky Evans's barrels in the next leg because Price should take tops here. Hasn't hit it yet. But tens has been good. But yeah, Ricky Evans, when he made that final of the German Darts Championship this time last year, lost out to Gurney. He was using new barrels, and over the course of the last few months where things have not gone his way, he's reverted back to his old battered barrels. And you can see not a twinkling shade of silver. They've got that hammered look about them. These are the old faithful ones. Turning the screw is Gezi Price now. Lots of 180s in this one. I expected.
134.
He's already got 4.
He's had a maximum in every single leg in this match. So far, Mr. Price.
That's how he wins darts matches, isn't it? If he scores heavily like he is right now, puts himself in these wonderful positions and is doubling, is getting sharper. Look at the popularity of Gezi Price in this room. It should never be underestimated that Minehead always attracts a lot of people from South Wales.
Well, it's how he wins darts matches, Paul, and it's also how he wins darts tournaments. Because the defeats to Durrant in the Premier League may have caused some to forget that Price has won the last 2 PDC tournaments that have been staged.
You can't forget his performance yesterday against Danny Noppert as well, which was exemplary. But every dart player in every era that we've had, whatever kind of dominance they've felt, they've always had a stutter in the middle, no matter how well they're playing. And it just so happened that Gezi's mini stutter was against Durrant on Thursday night.
And in the Premier League, I'm not sure it's even a stutter, is it? Because if you're going to lose a match, lose it in a tournament where it doesn't result in being eliminated from that tournament.
Yeah, talk to Michael van Gerwen and Phil Taylor about those very things. They were able to win things like Grand Slams and Premier Leagues very convincingly, but still lose matches.
Price again, first to a finish. That has been the case in each and every leg.
136.
Evans having to take out a huge 3-figure out, and now Price looking for one of his own. And there it is.
This is Gezi's house by the looks of it. I think he's enjoying this match. I think even Ricky can appreciate not only that brilliant shot, but how comfortable he felt celebrating like that. That's Gezi 1.0, that is.
Well, he's consistently producing performances of an outstanding level. Averages of over a ton apart for the course for Price these days. It was 104 and change yesterday in a 10-3 demolition of Danny Noppert. And 5 legs into this one, he's tickling the 106 mark.
I think it'd be really interesting to find out from most of the players which arena they prefer. Whether it's this stage 2 with the smaller, more cosy atmosphere, or whether it's the big stage.
96.
Seems like every time Gezi Price plays on this one, he looks indestructible. Cast my mind back to when Gezi played Jamie Hughes on this stage last season, and he had not one but 2 1-6-7 checkouts. One of them was to win the match as well.
64, the best chance that Evans has had to win a leg, even though he's won a leg, if that makes sense, Paul.
Well, he went for 6-18s. Again, looking to leave tops.
56.
This one should be in the book. And his double 10 is getting a hammering in this match.
It's hard to take your eyes off this one, but just to make you aware of what has already happened here today, you all witnessed the dramatic finale in the match between Gurney and O'Connor, which Super Chin won 10-9. Chris Dobey is through to the last 16. He beat Simon Whitlock 10-5 on the main stage. Michael van Gerwen is just beginning his match against Jason Lowe there now.
100.
Wins for Johnny Clayton, 10-4 over Joe Cullen. Jamie Hughes, 10-7 over Martin Atkins, who did put up a fight in that one.
95.
But in play right now, Jelle Klaassen 9-1 ahead against Steve West, just one away from the win, and Mensa Suljovic leads Dirk van Duivenbode at 8-5.
That's a ridiculous result right now. 9-1. What has happened to the game of Klaassen this weekend? He's played so well.
58.
Well, we're going to look at the statistics in that one in a second. 161 for Price. If he gets a 51, he might fancy it. He's not going to do it.
121.
Just lines it up perfectly.
Yeah, Jelle Klaassen on a 96 average against Steve West. Very decent stuff. As they have a break after 10 legs. Price looks at tops here.
Doesn't quite get there. And he's having a little bit of a tiff with tops in this match so far. Tenzer's going to have to go all of a sudden. The pressure's been applied.
He's been fine here. And he'll be feeling fine, Gerwyn Price. Enjoying his birthday so far.
Sometimes you've got to fight fire with fire. And Ricky's not typically that kind of player. He likes to be a bit jovial, of course, but he likes to get on with things. I don't think it's his style to fight Price fire with fire.
I think the only way that he could scare Gerwyn Price is if he donned one of his grotesque masks that he sometimes does on walk-ons.
Well, if you're a darts fan and you decide to shout out, you are going to feel the wrath of George Noble.
134.
Well, Evans certainly feeling the wrath of Price at the moment, who is doing exactly what we expect him to do. He is in a remarkable run of form. Yes, he lost in the Premier League on Thursday, but quite sensational stuff so far. Finalist in 4 of the last 5 tournaments that he's played in, Gerwyn Price, and before that, of course, the semis at the Worlds, a final here in Minehead at the Players' Championships, and won the Grand Slam. We can keep going back. It's all semis, finals, and wins for Gezi Price.
Narrowly misses out on a shot at tops for the 145, but in his previous visit, he was starting on 271 and started on 19s, which is the exact thing you need to do. I don't have enough time to go into why. Maybe I will at some point. But the 108 for Evans is not going to go either, and Price will more than likely look at 1 for double 12. Oh, he's missed the 1. 7 remain. Double 2 to tidy up. Brilliantly done.
He's treating himself here to a birthday present, Gerwyn Price, 35 today, and it could be a very, very fruitful afternoon and indeed evening for him. Of course, the draw for the last 16 will take place at the end of this afternoon's session over on the main stage, and Ricky Evans is going to need plenty more of that to have any chance of being in it.
We all know that Gezi's an aggressive player, so I'm going to ask you an honest question, Murph. Look back in history. Any player, you could pick any player to watch Gerwyn Price play against them. Who would you pick, just for entertainment purposes?
Paul Nicholson 2011-2012 edition.
Well, that would be fun. That would have been great fun. I'd have to say Eric.
59.
Yep, I can see that.
Jockey Wilson. Imagine Gezi versus Jockey in his prime.
Yeah,
that would have been something.
Mentioning players that just would not back down, and that is a quality that Gerwyn Price has. And yes, sometimes it can become a bit of a defect of character, but most of the time it works in his favour.
Would have been very good to have a Welsh derby against Alan Evans. Imagine that. He never backed down to anybody, and Evans having a little joke there, but he's had a visit to forget. Straight ton to leave tops for Gezi. He's got to be careful here. Top portion of the 20. And that'll do, because he's been bad on tops anyway. Might as well leave tens and hit tops when he can't finish a leg with it.
An excellent price plan. But he ends up on double 5. One above and one in. Gerwyn Price is flexing his muscles here. Leads 7-2, and I think it looks rather unlikely at this stage it will get the kind of comeback from Ricky Evans that we did from Daryl Gurney.
Yeah, I think that's very fair. Less likely because of what has transpired, and Gerwyn Price is the kind of player who likes to win by big margins.
96.
Well, we've been enjoying this match so much that we have not yet said hello to our viewers on the PDC Facebook page. Welcome, thanks for joining us for this meeting between Price and Ricky Evans. A meeting that has just seen its 7th 180.
140.
Gerwyn Price very much a dominant force in it, as many people would have expected. If you are watching us on Facebook
60.
and want to carry on watching the action on stage 2 this afternoon, where I have to say, not just because we're talking you through it, we've had better matches than they've been on the main stage so far.
Yeah, we have.
All you need to do is head to the PDC.tv website and bag yourself a weekend pass for just $2.99. You can watch the rest of the stage 2 action for the rest of the day.
We've had ridiculous matches. We could have a ridiculous shot here. Bullseye. Get in the bull!
Well, he wasn't far away, was he? Just rolled it over the hole. It didn't drop in, Paul. And Ricky Evans needs to see this drop in to double 9. Otherwise, he is facing a Herculean effort when he comes back from the break.
Doesn't want to miss the one this time. Doesn't. A safe single one. 2 12s for a 6-leg gap at the break. Yeah, he gets there, and it's incredibly likely at the break that the Iceman will be in the hat for the last 16, which will take place tonight on boards 1 and 2. A great display so far from Gerwyn, averaging just a shade over 100. Good on doubles. There is room for improvement, but he won't care about that right now because he's 8-2 ahead. We'll be back in 2 minutes.